Welcome to the 11th episode of the Out on Loan podcast. I'm your host, Trevor Canova, and of course, as always, I'm joined by my good friend, Aritra Chargy. Today we have a bit of stuff to cover from weekend highlights to international news, and, we'll touch on a few things here and there. But if you like hearing us talk football, um, do be sure to check out like our previous episodes on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube, especially in our last episode, which featured our main friends and professional stars in Funcho Peters and Imichi Akwizoku, aka Michi, as well. Um, Also, don't forget to follow us on the Out and Loan podcast on Instagram and TikTok, and as well as Spotify and YouTube. Your support is going to be much needed, man,
Yes,
because,
sir.
as fans of soccer, support is the one thing that we always need, right? It's been a while. And as we always do, let's talk Prem, man. Crazy, crazy last few months. I mean, few months, few weeks, few
Yeah.
matches. I
Oh yeah.
mean, the downfall of Liverpool. I I don't even know what to say. I
I
don't even know what to
mean,
say. I mean, it was kind of like there because we knew from the beginning that they weren't that good to start the year. But when we look back for the whole last month that we've been watching them,
hmm
man, are the errors catching up to them? They've been
yeah.
bad. Yeah, you go ahead, man. You go
I
ahead.
mean, okay. Honestly, I'm kind of shocked to see the way they've been playing ball and the results as well recently because the way they started their first 5 or 6 games, and I mean, yes, a lot of them, if not all of them, there was like a winner in the 80th or 90th minute, sometimes happening through like extra time, where like the refs would grant them. It's like they get like 5 minutes and then they would get another extra 5 minutes and then they would score in that. So I don't know if it's like really just their play style that was like affected and they were just super clutch and would get those points there, or there has been like holes this whole time that's been starting to pop up and now it's just like fully open and
Right.
everybody's just taking advantage of them.
I think that's part of it, and we saw it today. I'm pulling up the Premier League table right now. Currently, right now, Arsenal are in the lead right now, and first, Man City. Whether it was like a draw, I think it was a win or a draw, we're gonna get second place. So Arsenal lead Man City by 4 points. Chelsea right behind them with 20. We're gonna talk about this team soon in a minute. Sunderland. Then obviously we have Tottenham in there, Aston Villa, and then who who would have thought to
Season is over. Season
Nah,
is
hold up, hold
over.
up. Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. Look,
Come
man,
on,
look,
man.
look, look, look. I'm gonna give them props. We'll go into
Yep.
United probably later on in the show too.
hmm
But all I'm saying is, I'm in shock to see that with all the mess that's going on,
hmm
the fact that Liverpool are
hmm
on the same bracket with Man
Same.
United, and they beat
Same.
them too, and they beat them
Same.
too.
We're not
The same.
same.
No, no, no. In terms of points, in
No,
terms
I
of
know
points.
in terms of points,
But in
yeah,
the
but
table,
like,
because of the fact that they beat them,
well, also we have
that
one
I
more
couldn't call
goal.
it.
We have one more goal difference than them, +1, baby.
And because I think you beat them as well, so it's like you
Uh,
and at Anfield too, which is we unfortunately we never had the time to record your
dude.
reaction to that. But I think
Dude, I wish I was
when they
there.
beat was that the start of their winning streak?
For United,
Yeah,
no, we beat Sunderland, I believe, and then there
which was
was a draw
impressive.
in between, and then it was that Liverpool game.
Yeah. So today, obviously, well, going back to the original point, which is just crazy to see how bad this is a reflection of just how bad Liverpool have been. Like you said, there was defensive issues and there was just offensive issues, but I think really tactical issues as well, which really has been hampering throughout these last weeks and games, man. I mean, it's just been
hmm
part of it comes down to slot. I think part of it comes down to the players that we thought were really good, like Kirkus, for example. Like just hasn't been up to the standards that we want to see him at, especially from last year. Um, Again, like a TK, baby Isak, and Isak Alexander the Great. Yeah, I'm still bringing that in there. They've had issues with that, so Isak hasn't
yeah,
even been up to standards right now.
Isak has
Um,
been really the disappointing one in my opinion,
and
because I
and I
mean,
think part of it is I think he's been riddled with injury, and it's a new team. But it gets to the point now where you need to actually now step up, man.
because
And it's
like
it's it's tough for him.
Right. And I mean, like last year, like arguably was a top five striker in the Prem. Been with the Prem for what, like 2 years, 3 years now.
Two or
So I
three
mean,
years, yeah.
you're Prem proven, and
Right.
not just Prem proven. You're arguably like one of the best strikers too in the league. I mean, I'm kind of surprised to see like what's going on there.
Yeah,
Like
it's concerning. And
Liverpool, they paid so much for you. I mean, forcibly like got you out of Newcastle. They didn't want
right.
to sell last second, and
Yeah.
now, to not like perform like that, it's kind of
It's
disappointing to see.
it's disappointing, and I think one of the main reasons why. And then obviously Salah, I mean, he's been bad this year, but
Yeah,
he's how old is he, bro? 35, 34. So I'm not
yeah,
surprised by the drop off in there. And then, but and then their defense has taken a hit,
it's
hasn't
bad.
been that great. They're still trying to. Wirtz hasn't been that great. I mean, bro, he's
Lil
aging.
Uzi,
Lil Uzi
Lil Uzi
Wirtz.
words.
No, I don't want to talk trash on him, man, because it'll be more towards the Madrid segments. But
Yeah,
I think part of it has been slot as well. I think that's the other reason, and
yeah,
it's just looking like they need to refresh a few things here and there. But I'm not gonna count them out yet. I still think they're gonna make top four. I don't think they're gonna get like out of the top five or top four race. I think they'll still get in there unless like Sunderland and Chelsea keep this up.
yeah,
But yeah, that's just been the story for Liverpool. There's I think part of it is just their big players not turning up. Their big transfer as we expected them to be, not turned up. Salah's regression, Slot's inability to perform this year. We can talk about that, and then
yeah.
I think their defense has just been slow. But
Hmm.
speaking of like whether Sunderland will keep it up, I mean Arsenal 2-2 draw with Sunderland. Look, there's two things we can go quickly into how great Sunderland has been.
Hmm.
Props to them, man. To come in from the Premier like that and you're just rushing in like that,
Straight
just
up,
start
like,
straight up like that. Salute to you, salute. But Arsenal, man, look, we're running out of time on our first segment of this episode because we only have like probably 3 minutes that we can talk about it. But look, man, I've said it. I think this last, and I'm happy that we've kind of looked outside of thinking the podcast because we can see teams and how the way they're performing and stuff when from a neutral side.
hmm.
But you have to agree with me right here, right? They're the best defensive team in Europe.
Oh,
They
I
just
agree.
are.
I agree. I mean,
The clean
I've
sheets,
yeah. I was gonna say, like, I've said it since like week one when we had our game against them. It's like we just couldn't score past them despite
right?
creating plethora of chances. Saliba and Gabriel, I mean, they're just probably arguably the best, if not top three, like center back partnership. And then
They're the
David
best. They're
Raya.
without question. They're the best.
Yeah. And I mean, like, what, having like 8 straight games of clean sheet. Yes, they
It's
did
insane.
concede twice against Sunderland, but like, regardless of that, they've been playing some great ball and arguably, deservedly first place where they are. And also in the champs, they've been playing well too. Um, Question is, can they keep it up? You know, Season is still long, still have more than halfway left, and December is starting. Let's see what they can do for the
That's
rest of the
yeah,
season.
and we saw it in that game against Sunderland. I mean, this is the team that you should be putting away. Yes, but I mean, you got to just give props to Sunderland, man. I mean, they've just
Yeah.
been amazing. Um, but look, all I'm saying is, I thought it was a runaway for Arsenal. Like they're literally gonna run away with this again this year. But man, I'm Man City back, bro. They're back,
Mm-hmm.
man. They're. We'll go on to their players specifically. Shout out to Pep, man. What a way to win his 1,000th game against that probably his biggest rival in the Premier League. To win, that's just story fitting,
Yeah.
but they're back, man. The flexibility that Pep has done to make this team work again, the risk taker that he is, to change the system and everything that he's done with the new players that he has. Salute, man. But Arsenal, this has to be it, bro. If
Mm-hmm.
this is not the year, if you don't win it this year, I'm talking about anything. Even Champions League, or I don't care about the FA Cup or they care about. I don't care. Champions League or Premier League. If you don't win it this year,
Like,
tough
I don't know.
discussions.
I do
Tough
not know.
discussions.
Yeah.
Tough,
I
tough discussions are going to be had on the manager
I
and
genuinely
and
don't
some
know
of the players.
where they would proceed. Like at this point, it's like
Yeah,
what is next? You know?
yeah. Real quickly on the other teams. Shout out to Chelsea. I think they need Cole Palmer back. we've had our discussions about Cole Palmer. But desperately need him. I think what was it that happened to them? They won 3-0 um against Wolves, but they still slacking a player like Palmer, but they have that kid Esteval who's been amazing. Obviously Sunderland, I wish we could go more in depth into them, but they've just been rocking it this whole year, and we need to give our props to them. Aston Villa, they're starting to ramp up again. The Aston Villa of old, just getting those results at home. So
And
props to
it's
them as well.
crazy because I believe Aston Villa, like, didn't they? I don't think they scored a single goal their like first 4 or 5 games, and like blink and you miss. It's like they're top 5 now, 6 now.
Yeah,
Like it's crazy how quickly Prem just changes and like week
yeah,
in and week out.
yeah. It's insane how well they've been doing, and um, yeah, man. And if you see it at the bottom of the table, West Ham, Nottingham Forest, and Wolves. Shout out to them. But we're gonna go on and to our next kind of topic, which is going to be a little bit of La Liga, because there are some surprise players in there, and just a little bit of early disappointments. Um, and we'll do it for Madrid and United. How about that? We'll do it for Madrid and United. I'll go
Yeah,
with Madrid. But before
but
we go on to our next segment, again, shout out to Stone Pictures as well. Robin Stone, we love you, man. We wouldn't be able to do this without you. Thank you so much for everything you do. Shout out to Stone Pictures, man, and keep an eye out for all his next projects that should be coming out soon. I know he's been participating in the film, and of course, I think he has like a music video going on as well. But
mhm.
all of this wouldn't be without the greatness that is not Robin Stone. We should be calling him Batman Stone.
Batman baby.
I hope he dressed up as Batman for Halloween, because obviously the time of recording is like almost 10 days after Halloween. But I hope
Yeah,
he did something, or maybe for next year he'll dress up as the Batman, because he literally is the Batman. We're the Robins. He's the
yeah.
Batman. So
And
shout
I
out
mean,
to Stone Pictures.
I was gonna say, I mean, he puts in so much hard work, and like this is not the only project that he's working on.
Right.
Like Jeffrey said, he's starting his own production
Right.
company too, Stone's Pictures. So like, check him out, man. Talented dude, and has a great future. He's
Yeah,
awesome.
definitely without question. Without question, he's an awesome guy. But I think this is gonna be the Madrid and the like La Liga / United discussion.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought for a second you were gonna say something like a transition, like but you know who hasn't been awesome recently or something like that.
But you know who hasn't been? Who needs a Batman and a Robin? This is the part of the episode where we'll go Madrid first. We usually do United first. You know what?
Yeah, switch it
I think
up.
there's been. This is gonna be my trademark. I bring the hat out and then I'm gonna
Yeah.
flip it back.
Oh yeah.
Let's look at the La Liga table first before I go off. There's some big
Hmm.
results that going on. Obviously today, Barca got their massive result going away to Celta de Vigo, and what's
Mm.
been a hellhole for them these last few seasons. I mean, I think we won the league thanks to them just stumbling going over there, thanks to Iago Aspas. But they got a massive result. I think it was a 4-2 win over Celta de Vigo
Yep.
away. Goal from Lamine Yamal, who's been killing it ever since he broke up with Nicky Nicole.
Yeah.
And then Lewandowski getting a hat trick, and I think what was it, his first game back starting since God knows when, back in
Hmm.
September or August. I think he's been out for a while, and he just comes in with a hat trick. And it's Lewandowski, man. I mean, you can trust him to score the penalties and get those crucial goals. I mean, that's just who he is. But it's a
And can
massive result
we?
for them.
I was gonna say, can we real quick give a shout out to that Manchester lad, Marcus Rashford? I see you, man. Brace with like an assist brace
Should have
too.
been a hat trick.
Like,
Apparently, he could have, because
yeah.
he was I think for involved in the Lamine goal.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I
But
didn't catch
it,
the game, but like,
but yeah,
dude,
shout out to him.
leads the La Liga with assists. Has been killing
Does
it
he?
in Champions League too. What a baller, man! I love that guy. He was my favorite Manchester United player, and dude, like, I'm so happy to see him just ball out with
No,
Barcelona.
it's good. Not me though. What you mean? I'm not happy,
Nah,
because with his help, now the gap that was originally like what,
what, like
5 points,
5 points?
five
Yeah.
6 points,
Now it's 3.
is now a 3.
Yeah.
I have two things to talk about, because this is why I'm happy we took a little hiatus from just from Madrid, right? The last time
Hmm.
I've talked about Madrid, it's funny actually. The last time we posted something about Madrid was their 5-2 loss against Atletico. And then literally
Yeah.
a month later, I'm back here, and we're still in the same problems. There's two things I want to talk about. Player performances. I'm also just give a shout out to myself. I called it, guys. I told you that Fede Valverde would work as a right-sided player. I told y'all, and now all are saying he needs to play right winger. He needs to play right winger. He's been playing right back, and he's actually looked way better since he got out of midfield. Even though he might have to go back now that Trent is coming back. But hey, look, play him in the right center mid spot in the way we did, and maybe it'll work. But look, two things need to go on. These are going to be the underperformers segment of this episode, right? Obviously, one of them has been Mbappe. The two of the really underperformers has been Mbappe, Vinny, our defense, and Xabi Alonso.
Hold on, you said Mbappe as an underperformer.
Yes, these last 2 games.
Okay, I'm super interested to hear that because like I thought like just from his stats and also like watching him El Clasico, I thought like
Right.
he was great. So what makes
for
you
the
say
last 2 weeks, last week pretty much,
that?
I've been hearing this whole thing about, oh, we need to. The fan base is divided. The world of football. We need to get rid of Mbappe. We need to get rid of Vinny. We need to get a striker. Look, guys, you're not wrong, but you're not right either.
Okay.
There's 3 scenarios that can happen. I've thought this down to my head. There's the option A. There's really 4 or 5, but I'll give you the first option. You just ride out to the end of the year, right? Because Mbappe has not been functioning as a striker in these big games as I predicted. Because we need a number 9, right?
Okay.
We just ride out to the end of the year. We do what happened last year, which is we lose in these big games and we go whoopie-doo and Mbappe gets better as a striker. The second option is you just sell both of them and you get rid of this whole nightmare and you just build around Jude Bellingham. That's the other thing. But here are the other options that people want to hear. You put Mbappe in the left wing and you sell Vinny and you get Haaland. I'm going to tell this to people right now. That is the dumbest thing that you can do in the world of football right now. Just selling Mbappe, selling Vinny, and putting Mbappe in the left wing. This is not going to work, guys. I've seen that man play against Connor Bradley, right? Last year. That's all I needed to know. Dude is not a left winger. Why would people want to put a player that is clearly our best goal scorer, right? He's an elite goal scorer, right? There's a difference between being an elite goal scorer inside near the area and the striker. There's a difference. He's an elite goal scorer. So why do you want to put him on the wing and have him be a creator and take away what is his best things, which is like his pace inside those narrow areas and a goal scorer? If you put him on the wing, goodbye to those 40 goals, which is what you think is going to... You think he's like Ronaldo and he's going to like score 40 or 50 goals cutting it? No, that's not his game.
I don't
He's
know,
26.
man.
He's 26, 27.
I was gonna say I think he has the ability to do that.
Hold up. I'm not done yet.
Okay. Go
Do
ahead.
people actually think that Mbappe is a better creator than Vinicius Jr.? If you put... people are going to get a real reality test once you try that out, because that shit... Sorry for my... That shit ain't going to work. That shit is not going to work.
Okay.
And do you think he's gonna work with Haaland, trying to do those dribbles that he looks so stiff now?
Absolutely, bro. Of
no,
course
it's
it's gonna
not.
work.
No, it's not. He can't play on the left. We saw it against Connor Bradley a year ago.
Bro.
We saw it when he tries to play with Rodrigo. It doesn't work. That's
Bro.
not our best creator. He's a goal scorer.
Bro, look. Sometimes
Hold up, I'm not done yet. The other option is you put Vinny out there. You sell Mbappe and you put Vinny and you get Haaland. Well, let me give you another option, smart asses. If you do that, then you're going to give a lot of player power to Vinicius Jr. and he'll be like, I'm the fucking man. And that's not going to work either, because now he's like, dude, no one can touch me and I can do whatever I want. I don't want that in my club either. I don't want that. I don't want players that have this much power. And then you're getting rid of a player who's scoring 40 or 50 goals. What type of logic is that? And you're gonna replace him with... That doesn't make any sense.
Dude, that's literally why I said...
the third option...
Okay. I thought that was the third.
Xabi Alonso either gets sacked or he figures this out as soon as possible.
Okay.
Because, bro, figure it out.
Yeah.
The players need to figure this out because there is no way the talent we have, this can't work.
Hmm.
You know what the other option is?
Okay.
I don't know. Either us win these games when we need to put a big man in there. Put the damn big man in there. I told you, and you said it too, which is like not even a shocker to me. When there's games where we need to have a big man in there, you need to take the risk of taking one of those two out or keeping them in, but you need to have the player who can crash inside the box get in there. Because I am so tired of seeing this team just with the same problems. It's the same thing. There's levels of hard jobs, right? There's like you got to do like military and all this stuff. This is being president of the United States, president of a nation, and then the next thing that's tough is being the manager at Real Madrid, because you have no space to fail.
Yeah.
Is you're gonna be the scapegoat. It's been present and evident through our history in the last 40 to 50 years. So I want to cut him some slack in a sense because it's his first year. This is his first year like coaching the team. And really just managing a big team, because I'm sorry, I like Bayern Leverkusen, but he's starting to see it now. This is a different animal, bro. Different Eagles. It's different training little Uzi Words and Frimpong and whoever else was on that team with Xhaka. Now you're dealing with Jude Bellingham, the Eagles of Vinicius Junior and Mbappe, trying to dealing with Rodrigo, dealing with the Marca Prensa. You got to deal with whether you should start Endrick or Gonzalo Garcia. You have England right behind you with Jude Bellingham. You have the defense in there. You have all these other things going on where, like, bro, it's a lot of egos, and he's probably feeling that right now. And I'm getting a little bit concerned to the fact that this job might be too big for him. I'm getting scared now because today that was unacceptable. And the last two games, the Liverpool game, the Atletico Madrid game, the PSG game now, and this game is unacceptable. Too many errors now where I'm like, and you know what's funny? Thank God we didn't do a Barca episode, because I would have been saying things out of the moon that would have made me look more stupid. So you know what? There's a blessing in disguise that we weren't able to record an episode, because you know what? That game now, I look at it as a fluke now, and it's not because I don't think that we weren't good or Barca weren't great. It's just the way we approach that game and the way we can harm that team benefits to our style of just running in behind. But when a team actually gets to you, presses you, and when you're not on it 100%, and then you're making stupid managerial decisions where you're starting a winger that doesn't deserve it. Well, two of them now, because Brahim and Mastantuono hasn't been on it these last few weeks. And then you're not starting Trent, which makes no sense to me, because you brought him in a Liverpool game for like 10, 20 minutes. So you're telling me he's not ready to play at Rayo? How does that make sense? And then the substitutions you made, where you had Camavinga playing as a right winger for 10 minutes, which worked against Barca, but that doesn't work against every team. And we saw it against Liverpool, too, where we were predictable. And the one thing I'll say about this game, too, it was so soulless just watching this team play. There was nothing that got me out my seat. There was nothing. And yes, that's part to the players, and they've gotten their share of criticism. Mbappe and Vinny, every day, they get the criticism. But this manager needs to get the criticism, too.
Right.
I'm not saying he should get sacked. I'm not saying that. Yeah. Because there's just a lot of things that's going on. There's a lot of mentality issues that we can agree with. There's a lot of here with the situation with Mbappe and Vinny. What's going on? This is a nightmare. It's just a nightmare where it's getting to the point where you have to figure it out. You either have to bring in the striker, or you just got to make a decision on A or B. A or B. Who are you going to get rid of?
And I'm not going to lie, making that big of a decision in the middle of the season, I think it's more detrimental. Like, if you think about it.
So that's why I said it's tough. It's tough for him. Yeah. That's why I don't want to go on him too much, because he's a young manager and he's doing his best, and we are first,
it's like, what,
and we have gotten better, but
season,
we have regressed. Right. We have regressed these last two games.
Yeah,
and the annoying thing is these are big games. This is this Rayo Vallecano game. This is a big game.
Yeah, but it's like
and then against Liverpool,
you guys still beat Juve. You still beat Barcelona.
Juve's not a big team anymore. And that Barca again,
bro.
This is what I mean. We did it again. Let's look back. Let's use our head. Barcelona play a high line.
It doesn't matter, bro. Like, Barcelona, they still score a lot of goals, and they're still like.
But again, Aritra, it's different playing. You saw it now. What is our biggest strength as a team? Tactically, running behind, our pace and our speed. That is bread and butter for us when we go up against a team that plays a high line. If we're on it, and that was evident last year too, because out of there was two There was really one El Clasico where that just went out the door of how bad we were. But 3 of those games, you want to know something funny? Actually, 4 of them really. All 4 of them. Funny enough, no, the last 3 we were up, meaning we could score
Yeah,
against them.
I do remember.
The only thing that was causing us down for those games was how poor we were defensively, how awful we were defensively because of the personnel we had, and how good they were offensively. Historically, they were on a historic run offensively.
Yeah.
But every game I said, man, we should have at least scored 4 or 3 goals. And that first El Clasico was similar. I'm like, dude, we have to burn the bell, get the people in the midfield to shut down those 2 midfielders and Pedri and De Jong. And what our players need to do is just finish them off because that's easy bread and butter, bro. You're running them behind that high line. That's money. You saw every team is doing it. Every team is doing it. Club Brugge doing it. Celta de Vigo did it. The only difference is that Barcelona are going to put or score more chances, and they're going up against weaker defenses than ours. And that's how we won that game. Our high press, and because we put away our chances. That's literally it.
Yeah.
That's literally so. For me, that win, I don't look at it anymore as like a big win because it was like it's kind of like bread and butter. If we can lock down defensively, and if we can just score our chances.
So then, why do you see Liverpool as like a big Like, say hypothetically, if Madrid did win against Liverpool, like, would you also see that as a big win?
I would have been praised.
Really?
Again,
even though they're in a really poor form recently.
Yes, because you're going up against a team that has the best defenders in the world, and defensively, they're structured really well.
Are we talking about Arsenal?
Against how we play, because they have behemoths in there. They have behemoths in Konate and Van Dijk. And you know what they're going to do against us. They're not going to give us any space. And it was so predictable. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. That's really all you got to do. It's so predictable now. You can't – if you set a low block, it's going to be hard to breaking us down, especially if our players are not on it, which they haven't been. But again, as a manager, figure it out. Bring in
I won't lie,
bring on Hendrick.
Figuring out low block, it's challenging. Even Pep has his struggles too, like figuring out that low block because he loves playing with space too. And like now, if you have a team that has like 8 people in the box, it's like first of all, just in general for any team, it's tough to score. You just have to get good breaks sometimes, and like also, I mean, again, Xabi Alonso. 3rd, 4th month into this season.
That's what,
still figuring out his players.
I'm going to clarify this. I'm not saying I don't want to overreact. I don't want to say he should get sacked, but I'm saying there's criticism to him and the whole team.
Yeah.
Especially with the way he's been playing these last 2 games, which I was looking at. Okay, how are we going to look against Liverpool with the intensity? Yeah. Similar intensity to Atletico game, especially with us knowing that they might sit a deep block. They're going to sit deep because they know, okay, don't give space to Vini and Mbappe. We have the best defenders in there. We're going to put Connor Bradley in there, who we saw last year against Mbappe is an amazing defender when he's on it. So you know he's going to bring that intensity, especially with Robertson coming back in. I know he's not the same as the years before, but again, that's a solid defense that okay, we cannot give them space in this big Champions League matchup. And then against Rayo Vallecano, it was just uninspiring and the same issues that we saw, which he didn't bring on the right players when he needed to. And the starting lineup was just awful. And it's clear that when something's not working, it's not working. It's been really disappointing, I think, these last 2 games. And you just got to look at the big games. You just have to analyze those big games and just see what are the flaws. The goods has been there. We're up in the table, but that's because we've been really deploying on individual brilliance again. And what happens when that doesn't happen? We saw it now. Embarrassing losses. Not lost, but today was just a dead draw. And against the Liverpool side that
was like a 1-0 loss. I get it. I don't know.
But it's against a Liverpool team that hasn't been playing.
That also hasn't been best. I understand, but
so
I would say like let's calm down. Let's see how this team does.
I'm cool,
January,
but
February.
again, me coming out and say I want him gone. Give it 2 more months. We'll see how that plays. But again, this is why I said the Madrid job is so hard because you have to figure it out. Because Madrid, I don't want to sound like arrogant, but this is the reality. The team needs to win. That's just the standard. If you get second place, they don't accept that. That's not me saying it. That's literally what the president, that's what the fan base in general does. Hate it if you wanted to, but that's just the reality of it is. We're not like, oh, we'll take second place. No. Because we have the best players in the world, arguably. Arguably, the best talent in the world. We should. This is why we paid big bucks for them and wasted our time on them. So the expectation is you should get big things. That's all I'm saying.
That makes sense. Okay, because like I compared to, I mean, if we want to switch it to Man
I know if they
United,
were like United, yeah, then that's a different case because it's been
I was
shit for
gonna
the
say
last
because
10
it's like
years.
we just like we give our managers like at least a year or
Yeah,
two for them to figure it out, and I mean
but
like there's
but we
been
go, yeah. But before we go into United, we'll go into our next. United will be our next segment, which is like outside of Europe check-in and other teams that isn't Madrid or Premier
yeah.
League, even though United are in the Premier League. Just a little bit shout out to our fans out there. Please follow our social medias at the Out Alone Podcast on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, all that. Please check it out. If you have any more opinions as well on any of our debates or topics, just let us know. But let's give us a shout out there. But getting away from Madrid and my rant, not even rant, just like solutions to what we should do with this whole Mbappe video because I'm done with it and the whole Xabi Alonso thing. Thank God we're going to
We just
international
get
break.
rid of them.
Just get done with them. Um,
Uh-huh.
yeah, United, man. I mean, they've been. Yeah, go ahead and United, man. Real quick before we only have
Yeah.
probably like 5 or 6 minutes
5 minutes.
before.
Yeah, let's do it. I mean, okay, the last 2 weeks, same here. Like ties against Nottingham, ties against Tottenham. Yes, both road games, and so far, like we've been great at home. On the road, though, not as great. But just the way that the games went, I feel like it was pretty similar. It's like we'd score first, and then Nottingham and both Tottenham take the tie, but then we would like tie it back late. Um, First of all, I think it's great to see Mbumo finally like just settling in and getting in a rhythm. He's like found the net like back to back games.
Yeah,
And then you also have Cunha. Looks like he's starting to get comfortable. I mean, like we've seen the talent and the stuff that he does in the field. He also got the chance to score against dude, who was it? He like scored very recently before the champs game. Oh, Brighton.
yeah.
And that was a great goal. Um, and then also Senelamen. Holy cow. What a fresh sorry. I've messed up that phrase. What a breath of fresh air. I mean, goodness gracious. Look what it does to the team. Like just having a keeper that, doesn't
That actually
overcomplicate.
works.
That doesn't like, like just over complex stuff. Just keep it simple. Grab the balls, be strong, obviously like just play long ball like whenever it's like when you need to like have a long ball, no none of that like cookie cutter like passes and you like misplace a pass, boom, goal. And then
Right,
have strong hands so the ball doesn't go through. He made two great reflexive saves in that
right.
Tottenham game, which is the reason why it even stayed like 2-2, because it very easily could have been like a 4-1, 4-2. So like credit to this man. I mean, dude, such a big change. And also ever since he started, that's when we've been undefeated the last 5 games. 3 wins, 2 draws. And it was that starting with that first game against who was it against? Like Chelsea, probably. And
Right.
dude, it's just like awesome to finally have a keeper where you can also see like the team trusts him too, the backline trusts him. Anytime like there's something where like the ball just gets past the defense, no worries. Sene is there. And if he's not there, well, guess what? Our offense is back on it. And within like the next like 10 to 20 minutes, they find a solution and score right back and either win or like at least, share the points. So, and it also kind of sucks that the last 2 games where if we did win, there was a chance where we could have jumped straight to second or third place, but unfortunately we couldn't finish the job. But the guys, they get some time, and we also have like an easier part of the schedule coming up, games against like Everton, Wolves, Leeds, I believe. So hopefully like the guy, and also like for the most part we've been like very healthy too. Like it's only really Lisandro Martinez that's been out because of the long-term injury that he had. So it's just
Yeah.
great to see that Amarim, he really emphasized like health and fitness during off season, and guys also came in very lean, and so far, knock on wood, they've been great, they've been healthy, in shape, and it shows on the field. So now the number one thing, I guess, like what we really need to figure out, midfield. Midfield needs to be sorted because the last 2 games, Casemiro, ever since we take him out by the 75th minute, and it's not because like, Ruben is making a stupid substitution, like everybody makes it out. Usually Casemiro has a yellow card. And we cannot like, take the risk of him getting a second yellow, eventually getting a red, and then like missing the game. We cannot do that. Also, he is like 33. Not saying his legs are gone, but it's also just like a fitness wise, just to, like keep him nice and fresh. I'd say like I would agree, like taking him out too after like that 70th minute. The issue is we just don't have another like midfielder that can really like kind of settle in and like take care of that defensive work that Casemiro puts in. Ugarte, I had a lot of like high faith in him. Unfortunately, it hasn't really worked out in the Prem. Kobe, I mean, it's not exactly his like role either. It seems like he plays a little better like when he's like higher up the field, and he also like missed last week's game with an injury or something. Um, and then like yeah, I don't think after that we really have anybody. I mean, like Bruno, he's playing central mid, even though he should be playing a higher up.
Yeah.
So we really, really, really need like a CDM. I mean, Baliba was the one name from Brighton that's been like up there, but so far he hasn't really had like a good season, and he was not very good when we played Brighton. But Nottingham Forest, they have this midfielder, Elliot Anderson. That might be the guy who we need to eventually get because my goodness, in that game, was he just all over the field. He was an absolute workhorse, great defensively, and he's also only like what 22, 23. Man United, if you can get a deal done this January, bro, please get him. Please, like, figure out a way to get him because this man will make such a difference to this squad midfield wise. And I'm also hearing reports that apparently Colby's looking to leave to Napoli. Something about Conte
Don't
just
do
like
it.
loving our
Don't do
United
it.
players, man. Like, you got McTominay gone, and now he like like Hoylund too, and now Conte as well. I mean, sorry, Kobe as well. Like, it would be really disappointing to see him leave too because like I think this is the one guy that like eventually will work it out and like I kind of want to say like dude you should have some patience like you're only 20, 21, but at the same time like I get it now is his time to like where he really should be starting every game getting good game time and like being like an impactful player as he has the talent and ability to but sometimes it just doesn't work out but and also because like us being like healthy, like he hasn't really gone that much like starting time either. AFCON is coming up. We're gonna miss both Mbumo and Ahmad. So Bruno's gonna definitely play up front. That opens up a spot for Kobe to play. Hopefully, like we gave him some game time there. Obviously, that's still not like enough because it's like okay, it's only 1 month, 3 maybe 4 games max, and then after that, what? You know. So that's like another question that needs to be answered. But overall, I'm super happy to see like what United have been doing, and I've been an Amorim believer since day one. And look at us, look at him. He's figured it out. It looks like he's figured it out. It looks like the vibe's been great. Finally, Mbumo's in a great rhythm. Sheshko, people have been like like I feel like they've been kind of rough on him too.
He's been
Like
rough. He's been rough.
I get it. Like he's been. I'd say like he's been kind of inconsistent. Like you could see the talent, and you could see like the plays that he makes too. It's like great, and he's also like scored 2 goals too. So like none of that 007 PS. But
Yeah.
and also like last game, I mean, dude, like he had an injury. Like he couldn't even like walk properly. So you can't even like blame it on him being like, oh, we almost like lost that game due to Seshko playing with 10 men because we already made our 5 subs. Stuff like that happens. All right, like you can't like put that on him. So overall again, nice progression. Just keep it up. I'm cautiously optimistic. Hopefully, we can get top four. And I mean, it's definitely like possible now the way we've been playing. Just keep up the same results. And like the stats were all there. The only issue was finishing, and now we're finishing properly too. So just clean up that defensive work after the 70th minute when we don't have Casemiro on the field, and we should be good.
Look, we don't have much time left. We've already got like a minute left
Yeah.
to close the show off. But all I'm gonna say is I wish the world had more people like you that optimistic with mediocrity, but
Okay.
that's fair,
We're
Yeah.
beating Real Madrid. How about that? 3-1. How about that? Huh?
If we ever lose to this
Low
team,
block, we're gonna play low block, the best low block.
that's the standard. Well, look, I'm happy for you being seventh place and beating this Liverpool side. That's great for you, man.
That's something that you
Great.
couldn't do at Anfield, by the way.
Yeah,
Brian
no, that's
Mbumo,
that's
yeah,
that,
Brian
which is
Mbumo has
which is
more
why I
goals.
which is why I shitted on Xabi Alonso and the players that whole
Mm,
day because I saw
mm,
teams actually do it. But
mm.
congrats to you on that.
Hey,
I
stay
wish there's
humble,
more.
eh? Stay
No,
humble.
I wish
Stay
there's
stay
more people
humble
like
and a
that.
little more
And
optimistic,
all I'm
okay?
gonna say is to the United Strand guy, look, bro, I was praying for you. I thought this was supposed to be the episode that we were supposed to celebrate you cutting that hair and probably getting a buzz cut or a Pogba cut. But I'll
Yeah.
probably wait till next year because that shit ain't happening for a while.
Bruh. I mean, okay, the
But
earliest that's like I think what, like December 12th or something or 13th. Like if we win our next five, it's definitely still possible. Maybe it's
no,
like a Christmas gift,
no,
you know?
no, that'd be the greatest miracle besides the rebirth of Jesus
Alright,
Christ.
brother. Okay.
But I think that'll be all. Um, ranted a bit about our teams. Well, I was ranting. You were
You were
praising.
ranting.
We're in a different.
I was chilling.
We're on the different spectrums for our teams. Obviously, La Liga's still tight right now. Prem is a little bit tight now with the recent results.
Mhm.
Shout out to Boca Juniors. They beat River Plate. Happy for them. I was obviously I was in Argentina for a bit. For anybody who follows me on Instagram, I was there. Got to see them play, and I'm happy that they got the one today. So dale Boca siempre. And then probably next episode we'll talk about playoffs and more international break because I don't even know what the international games are, but international break is coming up, so we're in here for another 2 weeks of just misery, and maybe we'll go more in depth into our teams and what we should need. But I think we'll go more on to international break and World Cup coming up, so we'll probably talk about jerseys too. I don't know if you've been seeing the new jersey that Adidas been coming up with, but they look really nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I really got. Thank you for listening. Just tune into the next episode, which would be episode 12. Please continue to watch and follow Stone Pictures, everything they've been doing,
Yes,
and
sir.
follow our social media accounts. Stay tuned to everything on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, potentially soon as well. And thank you to my positive United fan. We're the yin and yang. The positive and the negativity brings on beautiful
Anytime,
things.
baby. Anytime.
But thank you so much for tuning in to the Out on Loan podcast, episode 11, with Jeffrey Canova and Aritra Chargy.
We'll see you at the next one.